Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, we're going to learn about the onFilter event, why I personally think it's useless and never use it, and what a better alternative is. We're going to synchronize the filter in two side-by-side continuous forms. Today's question comes from Elijah in Bolingbrook, Illinois. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. One of my Platinum members. Elijah says, I've got two continuous forms that I have open side by side. On the left, I have my customers, and on the right, I've got my sales reps. Sales reps are assigned by state. Now, if I filter the customer list on the left by state, I would like it to only show the sales reps who are assigned to that state. I'm trying to use the onFilter event, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. What am I doing wrong, and how can I get this to work? Okay, Elijah, first of all, you are not crazy. The onFilter event doesn't do what you think it's going to do. I'm going to demonstrate right now. Before we get started, however, this is a developer level video, which means we're going to be using some VBA. If you've never done any VBA programming before, go watch this video. It's about 20 minutes long. It teaches you everything you need to know to get started. Make sure you understand how the filter property works. We're going to need to know how variables work. You're going to need to know how to use the replace function. For my solution to the problem, we're going to use an aggregate query as part of it. And you're going to find a much more reliable event as the after update event. Now, these are all free videos. They're on my website. They're on my YouTube channel. Go watch those and come on back. Okay, here we are in the Tech Help free template. This is a free database. You can get off my website if you want to. And in this database, we have a customer list. You're probably familiar with this guy. I added a sales rep table. All right, just a list of sales reps and the states that they represent. Some states can have multiple sales reps. All right, so if we sort this, for example, you can see Florida's got Don and Alan. Okay, this is kind of what Elijah showed me in his screenshots when he sent me his question. And I made a sales rep form to go with it. It's just a simple continuous form over here with all the sales reps. Now, what he wants to have happen is when you filter this by Florida, let's say, he wants this form to automatically apply the same filter. Okay, and you'd think it'd be pretty straightforward. All right, let's turn these off. And let's examine, there's an onFilter event. Go to Design View. All right, go to this form, go to Events. Let me slide this in so you can see a little better. All right. There is an onFilter event right there. All right, macro or function that runs when a filter is edited. Okay, all right. Now I like to right click on my forms and apply filters all the time, so that would be pretty cool, right? All right, let's go into Design View here. Let's go to the Builder event for the Form Filter event. Okay, looks good. Let's say the filter for the other form, we want to set equal to the current filter. So let's say forms sales rep f dot filter equals me dot filter, right? If I'm filtering this form by state, let's filter the other form by state. Sounds good, right? Okay, let's come back out here. Let's close this guy, save changes, yeah. And we got to make sure this guy's open, of course. Open up the customer list again, and let's apply a filter. And nothing happens. Okay, all right. Oh, from what I remember with filters, we also have to set the filter on property. Remember that guy? Okay, so we'll do the same thing in here. We'll come in here and we'll say form sales rep f dot filter on. That's another property equals true, right? Because you can turn the filter on and off. Even if you set the filter property, you still got to set the filter on property. Okay, all right. That must be what I forgot, right? Debug compile. Let's try it again. Let me turn that filter off and let's try it again. Ready? Filter equals Florida, and that's still not working. That's weird. Is that event even firing when I do that? Let's try it. Let's just throw a message box in here. Message box, hi there, right? This is what I do just to say, hey, is this event even running? Okay, let's come back out here. Try it again. Let's filter based on, I don't know, this one here. Ready? Go. And now I'm not even getting a message box. What's going on? Well, the filter event, the form filter event, does not run when you do this with the little right-click menu, which is really the only way I ever apply a filter. I hate using this stuff up here. I really do. Okay? In order for it to work, you have to either use the advanced filter or the filter by form. And honestly, I hate both of these. I don't like them at all. All right, if you go filter by form, there's your high there. And then you get well, okay, there's another issue which we'll talk about in a second. But then you get the filter by form stuff. Here, let me mute these guys real quick and show you what's going on. All right, so come out here, right click. Excuse me, you can't right click, duh, right? Advanced, filter by form, there's my high there, and then you get the filter by form thingy, which I don't like this, and no, I don't like it, so forget that. Okay. It also works if you do the advanced filter, which that opens up like a query grid, okay? But again, I really don't like that. It's not a good solution for your end users. I pretty much ignore most of everything in here. The other situation that you have, and you notice that we got some error messages when we try to do this. This is what Elijah sent me in his email that he's trying to do it this way. And this is, this is okay. This could work. But the main problem is when Access creates the filter, and you can see what it creates by going into the properties. Look at that. It says customer t.state equals Iowa, right? So the whole problem here with customer t.state, that's what the filter creates if you do the filter in here. And it's just not going to be compatible because this guy is sales rep t.state. So it's not going to work. So to do what you want to do, you can't use the filter event. Now, if you're one of those people that does like the filter by form and you do like the advanced filter, great, use this. In fact, there's instructions on how to use it on Microsoft's website. Here's their page here. I'll put a link to this down below, and it gives you what the parameters mean and the ways you can use it. And here's some example code. But again, it only works with those two types of filters. And I don't like them. I never use them, so I'm not going to do this. So let me show you how I would tackle this problem. All right, so we're not going to use this at all. And in fact, I'm just going to rem this whole thing out. I want to keep it around for just a second, though, because I'm going to show you a similar function, a similar event, right, that does work. In addition to form filter, if you drop this down, there's also an apply filter. Where are you? Apply filter event. Very similar. This one does run when you apply a simple right-click filter to the form. Okay, now like I mentioned a minute ago, you can't just do this, Elijah. You can't just set the other forms filter to this one because it includes the table name, which will mess your filter up. But let's see what we get. Let's see what we get when we use this guy. All right, so I'm just going to say, let's just message box me.filter. I want to see what Access puts in the filter property when this guy runs. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, let's set it to Florida. Right click equals Florida. Boom. Customer t.state equals Florida. Okay. Okay. When you turn the filter off, that event also runs. Okay. All right. Let's try something a little more complicated. Let's right click and say does not equal Florida. Okay. Customer t.state is not Florida or customer t.state is null. Okay. That's good. I'm seeing customer t in both of those. All right. How about if I right click and say contains Kansas? Okay, like customer t like state or is null. So every one of these seems to be a valid filter, but it's just got customer t in it. Why don't I take this and replace customer t with sales rep t, which is what this guy is based on? Then I could use this in this form. How does that sound? That could work, right? All right, so let's do this. Let's go back here. Instead of message boxing it, let's put it in a variable. All right, so we'll dim f as a string for my filter. All right, f equals me.filter. And I'm going to say f equals replace. Inside of f, we're looking for customer t, and we're going to replace that with sales rep t. And then let's message box f to see what we're getting. All right. Just message box F. Make sure it's valid first. All right, save it, come back out here. Let's turn the filter off. Okay, and that's the filter. Now remember, the filter still is in there. It's just we're turning it off, but that's what's still in the filter form. Let's right click and go equals Florida. Okay, all right, look, sales rep t.state equals Florida. Okay, all right, now let's try to apply that to this one. Okay, let's come over here. And instead of message boxing it, we're going to say, here it is down here, right? Forms filter equals, and then we're going to say equals F. Okay. Now, about the filter on, we can use the property for my filter on, right? We can say, we could do this. We could say forms.salesrep.filter on equals me.filter on. So if I turn off the filter on the current form, turn off the other filter, set it equal to the same state. All right, let's save that. All right, let's come back out here. Let's turn this one off. And hold on. This one got turned on. Wait a minute. On. That one's off. What's going on? What's going on? All right, let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's see now. Let's message box the status of each of these. Message box, and then let's take a look at both of these. I'm going to say message box, this one, and a space, and that one. I want to see what's going on here. All right. Let's see. Click. Okay, true, true. And then, oh, all right, something's funky with the timing here. This one changes, then the message box appears, then this one changes. What's up with that? False, false. They're the same, but look at that. Then this one. That's interesting. All right, here's what's going on. All right, and sometimes you got to message box stuff like this to figure it out. The actual value of this doesn't get set until this event is finished. That's weird. So you're changing the other guy, okay, but then you're message boxing it, and then the value changes when you're done. It's weird. Access is all about event timing. You got to figure out when things run. What goes first, on open or on load? What goes first, on unload or on click? See what I'm saying? So in this particular case, if you want the desired effect, you're going to set this to not me.filter on, the opposite of what you think it should be. Okay? And now if you turn that one off, this one's off. If you turn this one on, that one turns on. It's weird. I know. I didn't design it. I've got to teach you how to do it. Okay? Now, if I set this to Iowa equals Iowa. Oh, wait a minute. You're kidding me. Now it's not working again. What's going on? All right, hold on. Let's reset this. All right, turn this off. That's off. Okay, we're good. All right, turn this one on. That one goes on. Turn that off. That goes off. Okay, that works. But what happens if I set it to Florida? It's not. What's going on here? All right, see, this is why I get frustrated with these filter events. All right, so this thing is valid when you turn this on or off. See, that's good. It's good, right? It's good. It's good. But if you then come in here and just apply a filter, that doesn't fire. It's weird. Again, it's all about timing. I don't like changing this setting here along with the apply filter because it handles differently whether you're turning the filter on and off or whether you're applying a filter. It's weird. Another reason why I don't like these events. All right, so what we're going to do is, the way to fix this is we're going to take that out of there. We're going to stuff it somewhere else that runs every time a record changes or reloads, and that's the onCurrent event. This is the way to fix this. And yes, this is after years and years of playing with this stuff. All right, in the formCurrent event, we're going to put this and get rid of the not. Now, this will fire every time you move from record to record, but it shouldn't make a difference unless the filter changes. But now, all right, as I'm moving from record to record, if I apply a filter, the filter gets applied, the onCurrent event runs again, and it fixes that. If I turn it off, it fixes it. If I apply another filter, it fixes it. Okay, so the trick is do the filter change in the apply filter, but do the filter on change in the formCurrent. It's a pain, I know, but if you want this kind of behavior, that's what you got to do. And if you want to see it in action, put a message box current in here, and you'll see where it's running. And you can put a message box apply filter here. And I put those all the way to the left so you can remember to clean them up later. All right. Okay. All right. Let me turn that off. There's the apply filter. And then the current runs after it. Okay. Because if you only turn this off, apply filter runs. There's current. Okay. And now it fixes it. All right. If you didn't have that current event, if this wasn't here. Okay. And we turn this off. You get apply filter. No onCurrent event. It doesn't get fixed. It's weird. It's funky. If you guys can figure out how to do it in just the apply filter, let me know. Post a comment down below. But this is the way that I've been doing it to fix it since I can remember. But this isn't even the way I prefer to do this. Now, this will work just great if you want to do complicated stuff in here. Okay? If you might want to, let's say, for example, let me turn these off. If you might want to filter based on multiple states. All right, if you want, filter by Florida and New York, that kind of stuff. Okay? You could do, or you could do like a does not contain kind of filter, or whatever you want, right? Text filters. Whatever. Begins with N. That kind of stuff. If you like those kinds of filters, then yeah, do that. Okay? It's a little more complicated, but there's the solution for you. In the title slide here, I show you the solution I like to do. Now, you can only filter by one state at a time this way, but 99% of the time, I think that's what most people want to do. They just want to pick a state. So let me show you. This is my preferred solution. All right, I'm going to leave all this code in here for the gold members and stuff so you guys can see it, but I'm going to rem it all out. So we're going to rem this stuff out so it's still in here for you. You can see it there. I'm going to get rid of this form filter stuff because this is garbage. I never use the form filter event. Apply filter, sure, once in a while. Okay, yeah, you can rem out that if you want to, but all right, so gold members, that's in there if you want to use that. All right, let me show you how I like to do this. First, we need a combo box that has just the list of states in it, and that's why we're going to use an aggregate query. So real quick, create, query design, bring in the customer T, bring in state. We are going to make it a totals query or an aggregate query. We are going to sort ascending, and we're going to say criteria is not null. Whoops, where'd you go? So my mouse has been doing that. I moved the mouse over here, and it just randomly clicks for no reason when I don't even touch it. All right, is not null. If you want to include null values, that's fine, but I don't like seeing them. Usually when you want to filter by states, you want to see the states. We'll call this the state Q, and it already exists because I played with it before and I created one. So that's what the state Q is. Okay, it's right there. That's what you got. Sorted list of states. Okay. Now we're going to come into our, wrong form. We're going to come into our customer list form. We're going to make a little bit of room at the top. Slide these guys down. I'm going to put a combo box right here with the list of states in it. So combo box, drop it here. I'm going to get the values from a table or query. We're getting them from queries, state Q. There's only one field in it. Sort it by state. That's fine. Next. All right, that's what it's going to look like. Make it nice and short. Leave enough room for the little drop down next to it, right? We're not going to store the value. We're just going to remember it for later use. All right, what label doesn't matter. We're going to delete it. Okay, there's my combo. Delete the label. Put this right above state, like right there. Make it about the same size. And I get to give it a splash of color like that. Okay, open her up. We're going to change the name to state combo. Or let's call it state filter. I usually call stuff combo unless it's a filter box. State filter. Okay. So what we're going to do in your after update event, after this guy gets updated, all right, we are going to say me.filter equals state equals, and so we don't have to put customer t.state. It's just state because this form only has one table in it. So there's no question about what table that state comes from. Equals state filter, and the extra double quotes are because it's a string, right? Me.filter on equals true. Okay? Then we're going to set the other guy. So forms, I'm just going to copy it from up here. U equals, no need to reinvent the wheel, me.filter. Set it to the same thing. No replace needed this time. Right? And then this on equals true. Okay? Okay. Save it. Come back over here. Let's close it. Let's open it. And let's set a filter. Kansas. Boom. See how easy that is? Nice and sweet. Nice and easy for your users, too. They don't have to learn all the right-click filter stuff. I mean, if you want to give them that extra level of power of control, if they need more advanced filtering, great. But again, in my experience, most users just need the simple, there you go. Right? And to clear the filter, I mean, you can leave these active down here, but they have to do it to both of them. I like to give them a little X box up here. Not an actual X box. I don't do that for my... Well, it depends on the customer. I don't know. If they're spending a lot of money on... Well, in the past when I used to do that. Make a button, hit cancel when I used to build databases. Right? We'll put a little X box. A box with an X in it next to it that just clears the filter. Right? Like that. Okay? And it's just a training issue, or you can put a control tip text in there when they hover over it, right? Clear filter button, or turn the filter off button, whatever you want to call it, right? Event, on click, and it's literally just going to be these guys, turn them off, right? So we're going to start with that equals false, and me.filter on equals false. Okay, or you can toggle it. You could say not that, right? Me.filter on equals not me.filter on. That way they can toggle it on and off if they want. That's up to you. And maybe set the filter box itself equal to null, right? Filter state filter equals null. Blank the combo box too. All right, let's see what we got. Drop this down, and then clear it. Oh, that works so much nicer. Isn't that easy? Isn't that easier than having to teach people to right click and this and that and all that other code? And, nah, I'm all about simple. When it comes to me, like my databases, because I'm a nerd, obviously, I like all the functionality and the crazy stuff. But I also like making things simple too. And for end users, I like to make the database simple and bulletproof. I don't like giving them too many options. In fact, most of the times when I used to build databases, I used to turn this menu off. The right-click menu can get you in trouble. I turn the ribbons off. I turn of course, this off. I turn off as much as I can. I control what they do 100% through my buttons. The only other thing you really got to worry about at this point is if this form isn't open and they try to apply a filter, it's going to go, meh, right? Can't find that form. And the way you fix that is by checking to see if the form is loaded first. You can throw an on error resume next if you want to in there, if you want to go cheap, or you can actually check to see if that form is loaded. I got a separate video that covers that. I'll put a link down below. In a separate related video, if you want to learn how to do this with a report, I've got a separate video that teaches you how to do it with a report. Kind of similar, except you have the report look at the filter from the form instead of pushing it like we're doing with this one. Very similar stuff. And if you like this kind of thing, I got a template available where I show you not only how to do filtering stuff with like a drop-down list, but you can also do text boxes where you could type in bits of it. Like you could type in a part of a last name, it'll filter it. Filter by dates, filter by ranges, and or that kind of stuff. It's all covered in the search and sort template. Check that out. I'll put a link to this down below as well. And if you like learning with me, come on, join the party. I got tons and tons of developer lessons available on my website as well. Dozens of hours, hundreds of hours. I think I added them up the one time. It's over 100 hours. So yeah, come check it out. But there you go. There is your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.